Hi and welcome to another narration, presented by yours truly, Cryptid's Roost. Please be so kind as to throat punch the like button and smack the arse of the subscription button as well. And remember to chokehold that notification bell and then select all. That way you'll receive all notifications each time I upload a new video. Quick note, according to my analytics, only 21% of my subscribers have turned on the all notifications for the channel. With that in mind, only 12% of my subscribers have turned on the all notifications and have enabled the YouTube notifications for the channel. So if you haven't been receiving your notifications, this may be why. So be sure to double check your notification bell settings for this channel. I would like to reach out and say a huge thank you to those of you who have supported Cryptid's Roost financially with your sponsorship. We pray the good Lord replenishes you abundantly, and to those of you who will, later on. We pray the good Lord bless you as you do so. And also a huge thank you to everyone for always supporting the channel with your likes, comments and shares as well. It is all very much appreciated. God bless you all. During every video, you should see an info card pop up during the duration of the video. Each of these info cards, which is top right corner, will direct you to the playlist for the author of this video and will show you other stories from this author that you may also enjoy. Also, be sure to check out the end screen at the end of the video. This will also direct you to two videos. One is the most recent video uploaded, and the other will be a random video from within my catalogue of stories that I've already narrated. So be sure to check those out. And why not hashtag Cryptid's Roost in your comments. So grab your coffee, sit back and enjoy the show. And don't forget, where fear is, happiness is not. I'm a PI. And I think I'm chasing a monster. Part 4. This awesome series is written by cfalnevermore, a wonderful author over on Reddit. And if you'd like to read more of their works, the Reddit link to their profile will be below in the description. It's been a hectic week. I've spent the majority of it looking into this Aidan Thomas guy. His web presence is odd. You'd think the unique spelling would make it easy to track him down, but it only helped in small ways. He's got typical stuff, a Facebook page, a barely used Twitter account, and I think I found a Reddit account that's his. All of it is set to private, so I haven't seen a picture or anything. More importantly, I can't find a way to get in contact with him. Best I can do is Facebook for now. I've sent him a friend's request with a message attached, so we'll see if he bites. Other than that, I really couldn't find much. He got mentioned by his high school for an athletic feat years ago, so I found a photo of him when he was younger on their website. He was a healthy looking teen, smiling away holding his trophy. He seems like a pretty normal guy. That also gave me a previous location of his. A quote from his mom in the article helped me find where she was currently living. She still lived in the same town as the school. Only other things I could find were a few misdemeanors for drunken disorderly conduct. For his mom, not him, but I'm nobody to judge. When I dug a little deeper, I found some possible intrigue surrounding the death of his father. The obituary was from years back. Aidan and I would have been children. His cause of death was listed as animal attack. When you're searching for werewolves, that's kind of a massive red flag. I found a younger sister too. She's in college right now. If all else fails, I can contact her or his mother, but I don't want to do that if I can help it. Nobody likes when you go through their family. I don't think I want a werewolf to be angry at me, and who the hell knows if this guy is the same one Desiree hired. So that's all I could find. I've worked with less, but here's the weird thing. All I can find from the last few years is second hand. Stories like Desiree's. People claiming they hired a quirky PI they found online who specialised in weird. There's a random Yelp review of one star that claims, "That guy's a fucking fraud. His secretary should run things. Call me baby," smiley face. If they found him online, why can't I? I can't find any trace of this site they claimed to find. If this guy is a PI, then how the hell does he have no web presence? I've found nothing about his investigation business. Nothing advertising a PI that specialises in weird, and no profiles for him. I thought maybe he was just hard to find, but being hard to find isn't an advantage for a private investigator. We do a lot of business online these days. So where the hell is this guy? It's like he dropped off the web. That's not too weird, I guess. I asked Desiree for whatever she was willing to give. She sent me a link to his supposed site. All I got was an error message. When I told Desiree about that, she replied, "I can't access it anymore either." That's weird. Maybe it's down? I've been checking back periodically, still no luck. I can't seem to find any old version of it either. Desiree could have made up her whole story, I suppose, but the Aidan Thomas guy is definitely real. She's also not the only one who employed him, or the only one who referred to him as specialising in weird. It felt like I hit a roadblock. Like I said, I sent him a friend's request on Facebook. "Hey, I hear you're a fellow PI. I'd love to chat sometime. I think I met a former client of yours. I'd love to hear what other weird stuff you've seen." I can only hope it doesn't sound like a threat. We'll see if he ever receives that message. If he accepts, I might learn a little more about him. That's all I could really do. I sat there pondering, munching on French fries I'd have to run off tomorrow, when I suddenly got a text. The number was unknown. I'm not sure why I accepted. "Hey Miss Private Eye, I'm a fan. If you want to meet someone interesting, you should check out Bad for Business Nightclub. Good luck in your search." I tried replying, but naturally I never got an answer. Out of curiosity, I looked up the club in question and found it to not only be in the same state as me, but in the same damn city. Was it targeted advertising? I tried tracing the number and got nothing. It must have been a burner phone or something. Who the hell is contacting me? I decided to follow through with the mystery number's advice. It was mostly curiosity, as I'm not a big fan of the club scene as I used to be. There was a strange appeal in just letting go in the loud, chaotic ambience. The beat, the dancing, the occasional illusion of mind-altering substances, as well as beautiful people. They all made for a hell of a night out. But at some point they lost their lustre for me. I mean, I did get thrown out of one, or three. Maybe I just wanted to relive my party days. I put on my sexy black dress, primped myself up, threw on some jewellery, packed my most inconspicuous self-defence items into a purse, along with condoms and some dental dams, just in case. Then I headed for the address. I relaxed a bit when I reached it. It was in a fairly upscale part of town, so I wasn't in much danger of having my car broken into. I stood in line for an hour to get into this place. When I finally made it in, a lot of old feelings came rushing back as the bass assaulted my senses. I gave myself to the beat of the music for a time. I found myself dancing with a few other ladies roughly my age. Mostly younger, of course, but all were hoping to forget about something. I had to chase off a creep who got handsy with the bustiest of us. All I had to do was shove the guy when she started yelling, "I'm done." The bouncer took care of the rest. I saw the lady mouth a thank you to me before I headed over to the bar. I spent the next 15 minutes wondering just what the hell I was doing there, besides knocking back cocktails. The text just said you might find someone interesting. Who the hell was I looking for? The lady from earlier joined me and introduced herself as Debbie. "I love your makeup," she said enthusiastically. "Your dress is gorgeous," I replied, eyeing her sky blue ensemble. We chatted for a bit, but that's not easy in a club. Nice lady, just looking for fun. I was on cocktail number 5 when the most gorgeous man I'd ever seen swaggered his way onto the dance floor. There wasn't a woman present who didn't turn their head as he passed, aside from the lesbian couple in the corner. He was well dressed, well groomed, and smiling brightly as he moved among the dancers. Neither me nor Debbie could take our eyes off him. He began to dance. He moved fluidly. His nice clothes barely hampered him and gave us glimpses of the chiseled physique beneath. His eyes were sparkling violet and his hair was a lustrous black. Here is a man with his shit together, I thought. He moved through the crowds, keeping a respectful distance, even as multiple women reached pleadingly for him. I felt my admiration rapidly becoming red-hot lust as he drew closer and closer to me. My breath hitched and my cheeks flushed. When he made eye contact with me, I wanted him. For a moment there was nothing but a burning, aching need that vibrated my whole being as I breathed in the earthy scent of him. If he'd asked me to do anything at that moment, I would have done it. Looking back, it felt a lot like I was just losing control. He reached a hand towards me. I almost burst on the spot, but he stopped. He almost seemed to wince, as though something about me frightened him. He took Debbie's hand instead and guided her onto the dance floor, while I sat there stewing with jealousy and this overwhelming desire. Someone else took my hand, and seconds later it was like I was coming off some powerful drug. I realised I was still reaching for the handsome stranger like I was a young betrayed schoolgirl. The fire in me went out quickly as I came to my senses. I looked up at who was holding my hand and I found a familiar face. "Lady Bay? I've changed my mind. Call me Mel." She slid into Debbie's chair while I massaged my temples and breathed the residual effects of whatever it was out of my system. Curiously, I looked around for the guy who inspired those feelings and I couldn't find him. Debbie was dancing with an unremarkable young man wearing jeans and a t-shirt. It was a strange sight. This gorgeous woman, dolled up and dressed for a night of fun, looking flushed and feverish as she danced with a guy who couldn't bother to put on a nice shirt. He wasn't unattractive by any means, but it looked like he didn't give two shits about anything, least of all the lovely lady before him. "Smells nice, doesn't he?" Huh? I looked back towards Mel. "Guy sure casts a spell. What are you doing here?" "Just happening by." "You sent me the message?" "I'm still figuring out phones. They're a lot of fun though." "Why, is there something you want from me?" "Not at all. I find you amusing. But listen, those feelings, you felt like you would do anything he asked. That's a kind of power things have on this journey. You should be careful." "Was that a threat?" "Goodness no. I want you to succeed. I think you're cool." "Succeed at what?" "Solving your mystery." "That's vague." She just shrugged. I looked for Debbie. I was rather alarmed when I saw her and the oddball dance partner slipping into one of the bathrooms. "Someone must have drugged my cocktail," I mumbled. Nope, it was all that guy. He can't always help it. He could have this time though. He couldn't help what? He's hungry tonight. That was the last straw. Was this guy some kind of predator? I got up and tried to make my way over, but Mel grabbed my hand again. She'll be okay, just get her water. What the hell is he? A vampire? Sort of. He's not after her blood though. I wrenched my hand free and worked my way towards the bathroom. Took forever to make it through. Finally, I pushed open the door and found myself face to face with a man. He had a drunken, content look on his face, and he almost walked right into me. His violet eyes looked at me with boredom and just a hint of contempt. I'm not looking for seconds, baby doll. He made a move to step around me. I held up my hand to stop him as I glanced behind him and found a woman's legs lying lifelessly inside a stall. What did you do? The man looked confused. Sweetheart, get out of my way. No, what did you do to her? His eyes narrowed in anger, and then, out of nowhere, I felt the feelings returned. The man before me looked less like a schlub and more like the gorgeous man from before, who set my passions on fire. I panicked a bit, but I also really didn't like the way he made demands on me. I punched him right in the throat. He reeled back in shock, choking for air. I ran to Debbie, who lay bonelessly over a toilet, her clothes all askew. I tried shaking her awake and got a response. She was okay, but she looked completely out of it. As I helped her to her feet, I found the man gone, and Mel there instead. He's a bad example because he's an asshole, but some of them just have to eat. Debbie will be fine. Debbie went bug-eyed as Mel brushed the hair away from her face and helped me carry her outside. I didn't think you'd hit him, with a silver ring too. I glanced down at the rings I was wearing and the bruise forming on my knuckles. You might have made a dangerous enemy here. I ignored her. Debbie was fine, just like Mel said. She even insisted nothing nefarious occurred. She'd just gone a little wild with a stranger. She kept repeating, I don't feel well. I must have drunk too much. I got her to a friend's who took her home. I couldn't find Lady Bay, Mel, after that, or the weird guy who may or may not be super sexy. I was a little bewildered by everything, so I got the hell out of there. I carefully drove myself to a quieter parking lot before locking myself in. Now, here I am. I'm not sure what I encountered. I wish I knew why the hell Lady Bay, Mel, seems to be following me, or how the hell she got my number. What the hell was she? What the hell was that guy? There was nothing normal about how my desires flared up like that. One minute I'm enjoying some girl talk, the next me and everyone else are drooling. Honestly, that part scares me. It reminds me of vampire hypnosis or some shit. There's things out there that can influence my mind like that? I don't like it, not one bit. But how had it stopped? Did Mel do something to stop it? I swear it vanished as soon as she took my hand. But it came back after looking at the guy again. I remembered something Mel said, that he smells nice. Is that what it was? Did I inhale some sort of drug off him? Was it magic? What had he done to Debbie? It looked like they'd had a sprinted quickie in a gross club bathroom, but she looked like she'd been drugged. What happened? I wonder if the woman in red was something similar. Witnesses all saw something different. Maybe she has a similar drug. I've been doing research. My best guess is there's something akin to a vampire or a succubus or incubus. There's lots of cultures that have seductive monsters though. There's one from South America called the Encantado, which is a magic dolphin that seduces people. Pretty sure this guy wasn't that though. If he were, he'd have been wearing a hat to cover his blowhole. Bleh. It's not too much to keep track of. I'm genuinely terrified. If I meet that guy again and Mel isn't there, what will he do to me? Can I stop him? I should sleep. I want to add one more thing to this entry. I was going to sleep on it before I posted, check it over and everything, but I had a humdinger of a nightmare last night. I swear it covered everything. Insecurities I have, my fear of heights, losing control, being naked and exposed, eldritch monstrosities, all of it. Felt like I was at it for ages, covering myself as I trudged through laughing crowds, keeping my heart rate down as I passed by sheer drops into infinity, looking away when the man from the club showed up and made me feel like I was losing control, and desperately trying to hold it together whenever I saw one of the things. I wish I knew what they were. They always looked different. They always frightened me. But I found I could repel them by scaring them right back. I'd scream and snarl and they'd flee. Sometimes they'd lead me somewhere. They led me up a mountain surrounded by abysmal darkness. They lit the way, so long as I kept scaring them. I reached the top and found a sort of throne. Sitting in it was a woman. She was gigantic in my dream, and she had no skin. I have no idea what held her body together. There was only wet red muscle tissue and bone. She terrified me on so many levels, but I didn't look away. I think she smiled at me. It was hard to tell, since she had no lips. Then I recognized her eyes. It was Mel. I wrote it off as just a nightmare, but when I woke up I immediately received a text from Mel. Nightmares couldn't stop you. Don't let them in the waking world either. I guess that could be a coincidence, but no. There was just no way. Somehow I'm utterly convinced that woman was in my nightmares last night. What the hell is she? Why didn't I just find a house when hope was found? I know the answer though. It's because not knowing would drive me nuts. It's because I'm too stubborn to let it go. I'm scared, sure, but I'm not giving up. Who are you, Mel? What is it you want to see from me? Don't forget, if you enjoyed that story, be sure to pop over to the author's Reddit profile and drop them a line, or even give them a glowing review. I'm sure they really would appreciate it. The link to their Reddit profile will be below in the description. Please be so kind as to throat punch the like button and smack the ass of the subscription button as well. And remember to tap the notification bell and then select all. That way you'll receive all notifications each time I upload a new video. Oh, and don't forget to share the video far and wide. This will all help with YouTube's algorithm and will help to promote this channel more. And don't forget to check out the merch store. The link will be in the description and also in the video thumbnail. And if you would like an honourable mention, send in a snapshot of yourself with your purchase and I'll feature it in one of the videos. I now have my very own subreddit community where you can submit any stories you've written. You can submit your stories or encounters either there or send them to cryptidsroost@gmail.com. If you wish to remain anonymous, that's fine with me. All the links are below. I also have a Facebook group, Twitter, Reddit, and you'll also find me on Discord. If you would like to support this channel and help make it grow, my PayPal is paypal.me/cryptidsroost. Again, that will also be below.